Balor's line.
Okay, got you. Alright, what a ridiculous argument.
That was me, but I already read it anyway, so. I like it. Then what about Natsuhi in the end?
Oh, you just say Ricochet. She fired it.
Oh yeah, that's super easy.
Yeah, she fired at the darkness, and it fucking ricocheted.
Yeah, SNEA. Absolutely. And also, I cast Magic Missile at the darkness.
Oh, never mind. I shall add to the red truth. Natsuhi's death was a homicide.
Why are you reading for me? What's going on here?
Sorry, my brain did a thing. I got excited because I was like, oh, that's the thing.
There are no corpses of unknown identity, and all of the survivors have alibis.
Yeah, problem with ADHD is I get excited and forget things.
Yeah, it's fine. I get it.
You can explain it with an indirect murder by Trap X. Something was done to Aunt Natsuhi's gun. Now that could be possible, yes. You just fuck with the gun. And that would be considered a homicide.
She just had a bullet hole, though, right? That wasn't like she had her face exploded or anything.
Yeah, it was just it looked like she shot herself with her gun. Oh
no,
yeah.
Because I remember it being like in her forehead, not under her jaw, right?
Yeah.
With the weapon that she had, shooting herself in the head is damn near impossible.
That's true.
Actually, I remember this being a thing in some fucking forensic thing or whatever. There was a discussion about it to like debunk the idea of someone shooting themselves in the head and having a hole like that in the forehead. Even with a small handgun, with that angle, you'd probably break your wrist shooting yourself in the head, like in the forehead.
That's fair.
So, like when you look at the hand, if there's no damage to the bones or anything like that in the hand, afterwards they probably did not shoot themselves in the head like that. There's a reason why everyone does it from like the bottom or through their mouth or through the temple. Or whatever.
But yeah, it doesn't look
like, doing it to your forehead is just fucking.
Yeah, it didn't look exploded though. She just had a shot to the head. So either.
Yeah. So what I would imagine would be something like a tripwire on a door.
Yeah. Let's see.
Or like through a passageway or some shit.
Yeah. Specifically, she was standing in front of the portrait of Beatrice at the time in the entrance hall.
Yeah.
And my theory then is either what Battler's saying, something was done to the gun.
Absolutely, Katie. The good old American method.
Yep. And either...
The way of the American witch.
There was a blow...
Bang, bang.
Yeah, either there was a blowback, or they made the gun jam, and she looked to try and unjam it, and not being a gun person, didn't realize she was being set up to have that.
Yeah, the Emmett Sock method.
To basically when she's looking to, like, I don't know, ram a stick into the barrel or something, that it was going to hit her. But we'll see.
Like, the angle would be so weird on that.
You can explain it if that was a trap gun built to send a bullet right into the forehead of anyone who tried to hold it up and shoot it.
Thank you, Beto. The bullet buried in Natsuhi's forehead was not fired from Natsuhi's gun.
That's more information than you might think.
Oh, yeah. First off, it reminds us that it was forehead, specifically.
Yeah. First off, reminds us
that there actually absolutely was a bullet. Not just a stake, but also a bullet. Like a real...
Yep, because it wasn't a
She was shot.
Yeah, because it wasn't even a stake at all. The required murders had happened, so the stakes were all used.
Mm-hmm. And then the fact that it wasn't fired from the gun that Natsuhi had means that there's more than one gun in the building, which of course we already knew, but...
But also there's one set up on a trap. which can explain other
Exactly.
murders later. Blame Shannon, shot her.
Shannon shot her.
夏日おばさんは内容不明の手紙によりおびき出された可能性がある。
There is the possibility that Aunt Natsuhi was lured out by that letter of unknown contents.
No, that's literally what happened, though, if I recall.
And she was called out into the hall, yes.
そして特定の時刻に特定の場所に立つように強いられた。あらかじめ設置してあった銃を利用したトラップ X により殺害されたんだ。
Then she was forced into standing at a specified location at a specified time and murdered by some trap X, which used a gun that had been installed there beforehand.
Oh, you're actually just getting off on this, huh? like actually getting off. Splendid. Your absurd arguments feel even feel pleasurable to me now. I shall surrender the first game to you out of respect. I am impressed. These two are the kind of couple that has a hate fuck later on.
The instant Beato admitted defeat in the first game, the stakes of Blue Truth once again pierced her chest, letting out a terrible sound.
This much won't stop me. It's not over yet.
Yeah, I can't tell what it is.
Is it Microsoft, Sam? Okay. Come, the second game.
Beto just barely pulled the stakes that had pierced her chest out. But even though there was no hole left behind, it seemed to be a deep wound which let out a massive amount of blood. And an intense pain of equal measure tormented her. But Beto grinned, grinding her teeth and pushing for the next game to start. But I won't feel any sympathy.
This is a really long tea party.
It is. Just by her existing there, we will be killed and made to suffer over and over. And Angie will be burdened with a future of isolation.
That is correct. Just by my being here and laughing, the eternal hell will continue. I will not give you back to your sister. Great eyes on this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I finally got a zoomed up image of like what her eyes look like during this. I have a lot of art feelings about these eyes, but I want to say that they double simulate the showing of the white sclera up on the top and the bottom, and through having the double rings in the middle of the eyes.
Yeah, I could see that.
So it makes her look even more unhinged than if like that had just been normal like pupils and irises, which is great. That's a great call. Whoever did that, whoever had the bright idea to do this specific sprite expression, genius. She can spend 1,000 years crying over the family that is never to return.
Bastard. No pity, no mercy. Here goes the second game. I'll start with the first crime. I already saw through the locked room murder where the 6 were killed in the chapel at the time. Someone secretly borrowed Maria's key and secretly returned it to Maria's bag after the crime was over.
Actually, damn it. I wish we could go back, but like I was gonna say, like compare how you can see the sclera on Battler's eyes here, and then compare it to like how that was on Beato before.
Yeah.
And how the extra sets of rings on the iris and pupil makes it look like there's another set of eyes having the extra like exposure to make her look even more unhinged or angry. Because what that's all about is to make a extreme expression on a character's face or on a person's face, like in real life. When we get really angry or whatever, our eyes might open wider, so that you'll see the bottoms of our eyes underneath our underneath the iris there. So it's like the whole wild-eyed look around everywhere, panic, the anger, all that shit. It all reveals like the extra parts of the whites of your eyes. So when you're doing like in an anime or something like that, you'll see that they make the iris and the pupil themselves smaller down to like pinpoints to make them look even more panicked than usual. And that's what that is. It's specifically for that. It's to exaggerate that particular emotion. This is good information for you, Mal, because you've been learning this lately. Mal?
Oh, sorry, did you read it? I was looking for the...
No.
Oh.
I was saying, like, I explained that entire thing for your sake.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally get it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you heard me.
Yes.
What were you looking at?
The Endless Nine lyrics. What the hell is being said by the robotic voice here? People wish you were guard with something angle. Wish you're trying to sing. No matter if it helps to sing. Wish you, what is darkness? Sing, user, sing. Eat something, eat.
Yeah, acidiate. That's the Japanese word for it. I just don't remember what the phrase for it is in English. There is one. I just don't remember what it is.
Yeah, and how much year you needed to remain and stayed in this room. People wish you have the heart, the means to find an angle. People wish you were wrong if I am mistaken. However, when the statement, illusion, what is darkness? Think beyond before the statement. When if it happens for the riddle. And how much time you needed to remain and stayed in this room. Can you state and hatch something regarding from the bottom end? Or if you look happy, things will hatch you? Okay. You're even in detention now. Live, leave.
Interesting. All right, and yeah, Sanpaku is the as I said, the Japanese term for it. I don't remember exactly what it means, but I know it's like three parts, three whites, whatever. But it refers to the corners, or the corner on the left and right side of each of the eye, and then either the upper or lower, depending on the expression. From the time Maria received her key to the instant Rosa unsealed the envelope the next day, the key did not pass into anyone's hands.
That is interesting.
Could be, yeah.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah, because Haku is often like white or some variation of.
There is the possibility that the doors to the chapel had an auto lock, just like Gramps' study.
Yeah, it's white or pure.
In other words, it was unlocked before the crime, with a rock or something wedged in so that it couldn't close completely.
Okay.
Then they gave the key to Maria. Because the lock was automatic, it is possible to make a theory where the key wasn't needed.
No door with an auto lock exists other than Kinzo's study.
Good to know.
That's great information.
The victims locked the door from the inside.
Right. Now I did it.
Yep, we're even. One of the 6 was the culprit, and this person killed the other 5, then pretended to be dead.
It's interesting though, like what is the rules for the radicals on the Haku and the H? Because it's changed into multiple different. Well, the Paku and like Paku Baku is like very similar plosive sounds, so I guess like that would just be like linguistic drift due to pronunciation over time.
Yeah, it's probably just
originally they could have had the same letter as the radical, but
yeah, it could have just been San Haku, and then it got San Haku, and then San Paku.
Yeah, but I mean like as opposed to the Marabito one from Hito.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, linguistic drift depending on how old the word is.
Yeah, it could also be from a different dialect originally, because that's how languages work, you know?
Yeah, fair.
Two different dialects may come into contact after a while and then merge into one overall dialect, but they'll still keep the pronunciation rules for some words from either one rather than combining them. The six were all already dead by the time they were discovered. All of their deaths were homicides.
Oh.
All six were pure victims. They did not take part in a mutual murder. There were no simultaneous murders, or simultaneous mutual murders.
There existed humans with no alibi at the time. Kumasawa. If we assume that such a person killed the six, and was hiding inside, then there are no problems.
There was no one hiding in the chapel, or in that chapel. Therefore, your killer hiding in the building, locked room scenario does not hold.
Okay, okay.
What's wrong, Ushiromiya Battler? Is that all? Fucking gift, like, the timing of that thing cracked me up. It's not so easy once you get to the second game, right?
Yeah, it's a little tougher. Especially because somebody stuffed fucking candy into people's bowels. A tremendous exchange of red and blue truth.
Skipping over some of this dialogue, huh? Well, unless this is just like a delayed
The stakes and
animation.
wedges of blue truth that I sent flying darted at Beto one after the other, and one after another Beto cut them down with her red truth, her red treasured sword, knocking them out of the air.
So in English, I would phrase that as treasured red sword rather than treasured red or red treasured sword. But I assume that treasured sword is a concept that already exists in Japanese as a language. Maybe not, maybe the culture as well, but definitely in the language. It's just like, you know, differences in how languages and cultures phrase things.
Yeah,
Maybe looking that up now.
Yeah. Opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, purpose.
The order of adjectives in English.
Yes.
See, I don't actually know the rules of English. I just have a really good intuitive sense of it.
Oh yeah,
So,
like, we generally have an intuitive sense.
I mean, like, it's better than most people's because I read so much.
Yes.
And I have read so much.
So, if you were taking it to be an opinion, you would be correct, because opinion comes first. So, treasured red sword. But if you consider it to be origin, or purpose, to be what treasured means, then it would come after red. So it might just be a difference of opinion.
It just sounds really awkward in English to say red treasured sword instead of treasured red sword.
Yep. Which you're right, it does sound a little unwieldy, but the reason is, I think you and I both agree that treasured is an opinion. She treasured it.
Yeah, that's actually the origin of like why he calls it a treasured red sword as well.
Yeah.
A treasured sword in general is that she is fond of it. She likes it.
Yeah. But someone might take it, especially if you're right and there's like a whole Japanese concept for it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was like a compound word.
Yeah.
Between treasure and sword, treasured sword.
Yeah.
Becoming like in English you would like hyphenate it basically.
But the blood she had lost from the first game was probably awful. This intense
Even
exercise.
if you don't, it doesn't sound like it. English is a Germanic language. We do hyphenate and combine words like that.
Oh yeah, like, German is an easier language to learn as an English speaker.
It's because the grammar's already very similar and a lot of the vocabulary as well.
Yep. And you can pick out a lot of the root Latin words you understand. This intense exercise was putting her under even greater strain. I could see her breath growing ragged. That's why I can't hold
It's actually
back
hilarious. Like the sounds of these compound words that I'm about to say, like makes them sound very funny. But in English, we also have an equivalent of them of the same type as well. Like hospital, for example, is Krankenhaus. It's the sick house, literally. And we do have that in English. That's just archaic now. We now call it a hospital after the hospitalier.
Yeah, and we've got shit like screwdriver.
Mm-hmm.
I'll corner that witch.
Sorry. I love it.
And this time, I'll break through her.
まだだぜ。ああ、ダメだ。全然ダメだ。
I'm not done
There's
yet.
the line everyone was waiting for.
Yeah, it took forever. Sorry, O'Neill. But we got there.
Kind of got sidetracked by language.
I'm not done yet. Yeah, that's no good. That's no goddamn good at all.
Is it not?
That's not the
That's
line
not the
you
one
were
you're
going
waiting for? Okay.
俺のヘリクツは終わっちゃいねえぜ。
My twisted logic isn't finished yet.
ならばこれはどうだ。
Then what about this?
彼らに与えられた飲食物に小型爆弾が入っていて。
That's fucked up, but also I can see that happening. Small bombs? Is that the line?
Oh, are small bombs gonna become a thing? I feel like they're gonna become a
God.
thing.
It's like tiny little like bits of like blasting caps from C4 or something like that inside the food.
Jeez.
Gods.
Yeah, because this is the first instance of small bombs. We would have remembered
Yeah.
small bombs.
It's just the one off the okay. fair
Okay. It's a
enough.
one-off.
It
but
is
it's really
ridiculous.
fun. But I mean, sure, just throw spaghetti at the wall until something sticks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go to treat shape proves real. The food they were given had small bombs in it, which exploded from inside their stomachs.
つまり
Yeah, to explain what I'm on about there with the plastic caps things. A plastic cap on like plastic explosives or anything like that is not just something that will like trigger an explosion. It is also a tiny explosive. If you fuck up when you're putting a plastic cap on an explosive, you will blow your fucking hand off. So I could definitely see like someone swallowing one and their guts just go boom.
Yeah. In other words, the crime is possible through
気づか
trap-backs.
ずに飲み込んで腹をぶちまけるような爆弾の詳細については悪魔の証明。
The details of a bomb that they could swallow without noticing that could blow open their stomachs is a devil's proof.
説明拒否。
I refuse to explain.
Damn right, buddy.
That's true. Imagine making small bombs that didn't get set off by the teeth, though.
And actually, most explosives are hyper stable. You can straight up cook with C4.
Interesting.
You can just throw it in the pan. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but if the trigger was supposed to be the stomach acid,
Yeah, they could easily just have like a hollow candy or something like that, filled with some chemical that might taste a little funky, but then you swallow it and it'll mix with the stomach acid and then poof.
yes, that's
Yeah.
fair. Small bombs, I refuse to explain.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
小型爆弾
Small bombs?
But Beto failed to knock down the blue wedge as it flew at an angle like a curveball.
It would be really hilarious if she did get stabbed a couple times, because she was very simply too busy laughing to respond.
It let a loud thunk and gouged itself deeply into her left shoulder. However,
Man, now my left shoulder feels weird. Fuck.
Despite being on the receiving end of it, it seems she couldn't stop laughing at how much of a curveball it was. She could not refute it. Yeah, no wonder even
I
I'm
couldn't
amazed.
refuse him either. Small bombs is amazing.
Yeah, no wonder even I'm amazed at how screwed up this reasoning is.
好きなだけ笑いやがれ
Laugh as much as you want.
文句があるのか
Is there a problem with it?
なしその暴論や心地よし
She really is getting off on this. God damn. None. Your wild arguments are my pleasure.
次なるジェシカとカノンの
She's just
道
like
を
a very long, drawn out, fucking symbolic edging session. And the next, the locked room with Jessica and Cannon.
問題ない
No problems there.
使用人の誰かが犯人であればマスターキーを使える
If the culprit was one of the servants, they could have used a master key.
More sexual confirmed.
That is a good question to CDA.
Yeah, I don't know. I was about to say that's a great question.
Yeah, because these are 6 months apart from each.
And as a writer and, fucking game master and all that shit,
Sometimes your readers or players will just come up with something amazing.
Absolutely. Like, usually I'm pretty good with it myself, and it's like, nah, mine's better, whatever, fuck you. But sometimes people come up with some brilliant shit, and I'm like, no, I gotta do that. That's too good.
It references the EN translation from Witch Hunt.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was, but yeah.
密室ですらない
It's not even a locked room.
その後使用人室でカノンらしき謎の人物が襲いかかり南條と熊沢が殺されたな
After that, there was an attack in the servant room from a mystery person who seemed to be Cannon, and Nanjo and Kumasawa were killed, right?
Beatrice wishes
Beatrice wishes she used spell bombs. Now we just need, like, a Beato as Nashu.
Yes.
Dressed up as Nashu.
カノンの死亡
Or maybe Nashu cosplaying
赤
Beatrice.
で宣言済みだ
I'd already declared Cannon's death in red before that time.
ならばあのカノンは何者だというのか
Then who was that Cannon?
カノン君の死亡は赤で宣言済みならば生きているわけがない
Battler is Hildebrand.
Excellent. Yes. Yes. Yes.
No, Nashu is Beato.
Yeah, Nashu
Because
is
of the small
Beto.
bombs thing.
If Cannon's death was declared with the red, there's no way he was alive.
よって襲われた彼らがカノン君と誤認するような何者かの変装の可能性がある
You okay there?
Oh, yeah, didn't get
You
it.
missed
That's
that
fair. Therefore, there is a chance that it was someone else in a disguise that would make the group that was attacked mistake this person for Cannon.
彼らは異なる人物カノンと誤認することは絶対にない
It would be way too much effort, but now I do kind of want to make a cosplay character that's just like Hildebrand. It's like a fucking Highlander male dressed as Battler, and just call it Hildebrand Battler.
Yes.
They would never mistakenly think any other person was canon. You gotta share some of those, like, in the Discord or something, Katie.
金蔵の名の世襲と同じにカノンの名が世襲された可能性
Alright,
が
hold on. Do I have a list somewhere with fucking emote ideas, maybe? Hold on a second. Let's see.
Then, just like the heredity of Kinzo's name, there is a possibility that Kanon's name was inherited by someone.
カノン君が殺され別の人物がその名を受け継ぎ彼らを襲ったと仮定できる
You could suppose that Kanon was killed, a different person succeeded its name, and this person attacked them. Yeah, I don't think so, Battler.
There we go.
Oh, maybe. A sound like a watermelon being squashed rang out, and the blue wedge was buried deep into Beto's left flank. It looked like she
Going after
felt
the
that
ass
one.
now, are you?
Maybe it hit her in a bad spot. After leaning over and moaning for a while, she laughed it off as though trying to make it seem like no big deal. Not breaking the rumors that this is just a extended edging session there, Beto.
Yeah, she's never beating these allegations.
Yeah, Link,
Just link sharing.
yeah,
Or if they're not safe for work, then Lady Bumtickler's rebels. Fucking cheddar.
Yes.
Sorry, that used to be called not safe for work link sharing, but Cheddar posted something, the Cedar Hawk in the Discord, posted something that it was some fucking old thing from like the 1990s or something, or 1890s.
Yeah, it was
They called it Lady Bumtickler's Rebels.
Yep.
So he changed the name of the channel.
Exactly. Like, obviously, do not post straight up porn in there, but if it's a not safe for work meme.
Yeah. Small bombs. Yes. Excellent.
Yeah, I can tell. That must have hurt like a bitch.
またしてもこともなげに人間の誰かを犯人に仕立ててきやがったぜ。
Once again, you've set up some human as the culprit, as if it were nothing.
Yeah, that was something that took him a while to get
Yeah.
over.
ゲーム盤上では口が裂けても言えぬことを実にシャーシャーとのたまん。
You truly are gabbing on about things you would never say on the game board in a million years.
It's true, but you've also subjected him to endless bits of trauma. And lessons, but
Yeah.
mostly trauma.
And also, he knows like a whole fuck lot more outside the game board than he does on it. So,
Yeah, he knows. Well, frankly, how fucking unstable his family is.
yeah. Which Game Board Battler does not know that. Although I still think it's fucking hilarious in that I don't remember which turn it was. I think it's 2, like the second match, or the second game. Where, like,
Mm-hmm. Oh. Oh no. Hello?
did you lose connection there for a second?
Yes, I did.
Okay, well, we're back now.
Yes,
I
hello.
was wondering why the fucking music stopped.
Yeah.
But it is valid.
その暴言心地よし。
The verbal assault tickles me. Are you sure that's all it's doing?
心地よいぞ。
Are you sure
Yeah,
that's
that's
all
what I
it's doing?
Such pleasure.
これは痛みではない。心地よさだ。
This is not pain, it is pleasure.
Oh, though, make sure my stream is still running.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It's good.
Okay, good.
I've got both yours and mine up on the same screen so I can see chats.
When Beto howled, the wedge that had pierced her was blasted away. But the wound remained and continued tormenting her with intense pain.
いいのか続けていくぜ
You ready? I'll keep going.
第2のゲームの最後の殺人夏日おばさんの部屋で死んだ3人についての青き真実は
The blue,
18人目の X を否定されても有効のはず
The blue truth given for the final murders in the second game, the 3 who died in Aunt Natsuhi's room, should still be valid even with the 18th person X denied.
赤で反論はあるか
Do you have a counter-argument for that in red?
なければ第2のゲームも俺のものだ
If not, the second game is all mine too.
ああないぞ
No, nothing.
そのようなさまつで戦うのもつまらない
It would be no fun at all to fight over such trivial matters.
くれてやる第2のゲームなぞ貴様にくれてやるわ
You may have it. You may have the second game.
Big oof. The instant she admitted defeat in the second game, this time 2 blue stakes gouged Beato's chest. The witch's lungs were gouged, and her intestines. The witch's face twisted in anguish. Her body twisted as she gasped in pain.
痛えのか
Does it hurt?
痛いいやいや
Hurt?
すぐったいくらいよ
No, no. This just tickles.
全身を細切れにされてくず肉の山にされたお前の妹に比べればね
Compared to having your entire body torn to bits and turned into a pile of scrap meat like your sister, that is.
お前もくず肉にしてやるぞ兄弟仲良く混ぜて合いびきにしてくれるわ
I'll make you scrap meat too. Then you two siblings can be mixed. That can be all mixed together like ground beef and pork. It's fucked up, lady.
ぶち殺してやるお前も同じ気にしてやる
That's really good. That last one is in here. Sweet Jesus Christ, that's not honey. You're eating small bombs.
Oh, bother.
Oh, fuck.
I'll beat you to death. I'll tear you to bits the same way.
次だ
Next,
第3のゲーム
the
だ
third game.
いつまでへばってやがれ
Come on, where's your energy?
てめえを地獄に叩き落としてやるのはこれからだ
This is where I knock you down to hell.
無論よこれくらいでへばるものか
Naturally, as if I could let this wear me out.
そうとまだまだこれからよ
Yes, it is still far from over.
さあ第3のゲームを始めようぞまずは最初の
Come, let us begin the third game, starting with the first 6 linked locked
本
rooms.
来ならこの密室はそなたが当時にカンパしている
You penetrated this locked room at the time, and by all rights it should have remained that way.
しかしそなたは金蔵を殺してしまった
But then you went and killed off Kinzo.
At the time, I hypothesized that Gramps was the culprit. And that after killing the other 5 and stringing the keys across each room, he constructed his own locked room in the boiler room. Where, in the middle of carrying out some kind of scheme, he had an accident which resulted in him burning to death in the boiler. But now I've gone and declared that Gramps was already dead. So I've denied my own theory. The irony. However,
問題ない
there's no problem.
ジジイ以外にも犯行可能な人間は大勢いる
There are plenty of people who could have committed the crime besides Gramps.
親族会議中だった大人たちが全員グルで犯行に及んだとさえ言い切れる
You could even claim that the adults who were in the middle of the family conference at the time were all in on it and committed the crime together.
マスターキー5本はすべて5人の使用人の懐よりそれぞれ発見された
All 5 master keys were discovered, each in the pocket of one of the servants.
個別の鍵は死体の傍らの封筒の中に
The individual room keys were found inside envelopes alongside the corpses.
つまり連鎖密室に関わるすべての鍵が 連鎖密室内に閉じ込められていたわけだ。
In short, all keys related to the linked locked rooms were locked inside the linked locked rooms.
ドアの隙間だの窓の隙間だの通気口だの、そんなところを使って密室外から鍵を戻すことなどできるぞ。
No key could have been returned from outside the room using a crack in a door, a crack in a window, a vent, or any place of the sort.
なら毒ガスで殺したんだ。
This is also fairly memeable.
Yeah, poison gas.
Then they were killed with poison gas.
鍵は通らなくてもガスなら通るぜ。
Even if a key couldn't pass through, gas could, right?
密室の外から殺人を実行したんだ。
The murder was carried out from outside the locked room.
彼ら全員には致命傷となった重曹と思わしき傷跡があったぞ。
All of them had fatal wounds that appeared to be gunshot
室
wounds.
外からの殺害は不可能だぞ。
Murdering them from outside the room would have been impossible.
さらに赤を重ねようぞ。
So, okay, one thing. Earlier on in this tea party, he noted that they have the same cylinder type locks that we do now on all the doors.
Yeah.
You can lock a door while it is open and then close it.
Well, that depends. Mm,
Like a modern cylinder lock door can have that happen. That's why the bolt is curved like that at an angle, just so you can do that.
though not all
That way you don't.
not all cylinder locks have that bolt.
It's true, but we haven't seen whether or not they have that. I'm just saying in general.
That's fair.
That this whole locked room business, now that we know what kind of locks they are more likely to not even be a locked room puzzle because they're just not.
Yeah, you could have blocked the door and left, etc.
Mm-hmm. I shall say more with the red.
金蔵を除く5人の殺人の際、殺人者は必ず同室していた。
When the five other than Kinzo were killed, the killer was always in the same room as them.
自殺者がいないことは当時に赤で宣言済みだ。
I already declared in the red at the time that there were no suicides.
But you wouldn't confirm that there were no accidents.
Mm-hmm.
犯人は全員をそれぞれの部屋で殺害後、連鎖密室を構築した。
After the murder of each person in their respective locked rooms, the culprit constructed a linked locked room.
しかし、最後の部屋の鍵だけはどうしても密室内に戻せない。
But there was no way for the culprit to return the key for the last room to the inside of the locked
だ
room.
が、戻すことはできたぜ。
But they did manage to return
死
it.
体の第一発見者が鍵を見つけたふりをして誰かの死体のポケットから取り出して見せればいい
The
から。
first person to discover a corpse just had to pretend to find the key and pull it from the corpse's pocket. Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty good, yeah.
She couldn't fully block that blue stakes retort. Pushed back by the blue wedges, unleashed one after another, Beto finally failed to block one, and once again took a severe wound. They are doing some voice work here.
Mm-hmm.
She
Actually,
ha-
now I'm paranoid about like whether or not these cylinder locks can do that. Hold on a second. Yep, we're good.
Okay.
I just had to check my own fucking door because I was like, hold on. That can't happen, right? That's how those are constructed? Yes, it is.
As she howled in pain, she pulled out the blue wedge that had pierced her right arm.
I shouldn't have rushed so much to get over there. Ow.
Beto's entire body had been slashed and pierced with blue wedges, stakes, and blades over and over again. And by now, her whole body was covered in blood. But even so, Beto grinned, cackled as though she was enjoying it.
エンジェに親を連れ戻して帰宅すると約束した男がどの口で親を犯人にした説を語るというのか。
How could a man who promised to come home to Angie with her parents speak of a theory where those parents are the culprit?
いいぜ。
Fine by me. That's just fine by me, you know?
家族で仲良く大量殺人に手を染めて
Oh, that is incredible, City.
Oh, that
I
is
like that a lot.
that is excellent. I love that.
You can be a big, happy family getting their hands dirty with mass murder.
決して落ちぬ血にまみれながらエンジェのところに帰れよ
And return to Angie stained with blood that will never come off.
Yeah, let's be honest. Kiri is one of the people we pegged as, yeah, this woman would commit murder. She's planned on how to commit murder, even if she hasn't.
Yeah. And now that we know that she also was trained by the Sumideras.
And what the Sumideras are capable of.
Yeah, like, come on.
Yeah, right, Katie? That is so cool.
Hey, the fact that she's capable of, like, just cold-blooded murder just makes her better to me, alright? Isn't that perfectly fitting for the survivors of the Witch's Island? Just like that mincemeat Angie.
Shut up. I'll kill you. I'll tear you apart. Don't worry about begging for your life.
She did very clearly and strongly leave that family. Absolutely. But she was still trained like that by her family.
Yeah, and she kind of...
You don't just get rid of that.
Yeah, you don't get rid of that kind of training, and also, like, it kind of sounded like she was killing people for Rudolph. Or at the very least,
her biography thing says that, like, she handles the dirty work or some shit like that for Rudolph. So it's like, oh, come on. There's no way.
Yeah, to commit less violent crimes, like regular embezzlement and extortion.
Tax fraud.
Don't worry about begging for your life. I'll make sure you get the worst kind of
Insider
death by my
training.
very own hands.
So that line in her biography note thing is why I think that and have thought that from the very beginning. It's because she has that in there. Well.
Oh, and I didn't miss. I missed her on purpose to torment her.
That's why they're having problems now. Kiri can't commit murder abroad. We'd have to go back to the main menu, I think, to look at them.
Yeah.
Before they got killed. Yes, you're capable of it, I'm sure. I trust you to give me a fitting end, or an end fitting for which was explored the depths of cruelty over 1,000 years. Oh, will it hurt? Will it be hard to bear? Will it just tickle? Is this supposed to torment me? Come on, Ushiromiya Battler. There are still mysteries left.
Eto had already countered my first powerful move, the 18th person X, by making the number of people on the island 17. But just limiting the number of people to 17 doesn't overturn the theory that Aunt Ava is the culprit. I can crush most of the murders in the third game with that theory.
That's a lot of them.
Blood was dripping from all over the body of the Golden Witch. I was cornering her, and this time completely without mercy.
Oh, 7!
This isn't a game played only to determine a winner and a loser. Yeah, we're not playing around here. Even just playing and fighting like this here delays the trip home. In her isolation, Angie will continue to have her heart torn apart by loneliness and sadness. I have to go back to Angie as fast as I can. You're a mess. Are you at death's door?
答えぬわ。
This is still far from affecting me.
I saw you fall there.
Yeah, so did I.
これくらい。
Not that she really can actually fall in the setting because she's, chained to the chair and also like impaled to the chair. Something like this.
こそばよいわ。
It merely tickles.
いらねえようだな容赦
Guess I don't need to show you any mercy.
元よりそのつもりもなかろう。
You never were. You were never going to in the first place.
存分に行くぜ
I'm going all out.
そうせよ。
I suggest you do.
逆の立場だった時、わらわは容赦しなかった。
When our roles were reversed, I showed you no mercy.
だからそなたも、そのチャンスがあったならそうするべきであろう
So you should do the same given the chance.
が。じゃないと、また別の世界の孤独な演者を呼んで。
Otherwise, I'll call another isolated Angie from a different world.
今度は獅子を引きちぎって槍に刺して炙り焼きにしちまうぜ。
And this time, I'll tear off her arms and legs, stick her with a spear, and roast her, okay?
Fucking oof.
黙れ
Shut up.
もう二度と
Never again.
俺の家族も
Not my family.
親族も
Nor my
そ
relatives.
して使用人のみんなも
Nor any of the servants.
お前のおもちゃにはさせねえぜ
Never again will you make any of them your toys. I don't know if that's
What
gonna
the
be...
fuck is the next 4 episodes?
Yeah, what the fuck is the next 4 episodes? Unless it is entirely about Lambda Delta.
Could be.
Which
Fuck,
it-
you never know.
I mean, it could be, but I don't know if Lambda Delta can carry 4 games by herself like that.
俺はすでに第4のゲームの謎も全て青き真実で打ち破っている
I've already broken through all the mysteries in the 4th game with the Blue Truth.
残る謎は第3のゲームの一番最後
The only one left is the very last one from the 3rd game.
You're an all-star, Cydia?
殺人だけだぜ
Maybe.
Yeah, I can think of a way to make her carry 4 games.
Only the murder of
Right.
Dr. Nanjo.
おや、わらわはもうそんなところまで追い詰められていた。
Boy, have I already been cornered so far.
わらわも風前の灯火であるな。
I am in a precarious state, aren't I?
Ooh.
Mood. That also happens to me when I laugh too much. Well, not that part, but
Yeah, she coughed violently, spitting up blood. Her
Well,
insides had been,
sometimes the allergies get so bad I do cough up a little blood.
her insides
get
had
stuck
been
in the
punched
phlegm,
through
right?
so many times. It was only natural.
ということはこの南條先生殺しの謎だけがお前が魔女であることの最後の防衛線ってことになるな
Which means the mystery of Dr. Nanjo's murder is the last line of defense for you. Being a witch, right?
そうなるな。
It would seem so.
これを破られたなら、わらわは全ての謎を破られたことになる。
If this is broken, it will mean that all of my mysteries have been broken.
Fair enough.
そなたの真実のいずれかを新しき赤き真実で反論するか、新しき謎を提示しない限り。
Unless I counter one of your truths with some new red truth or present a new mystery,
わらわは死ぬ。
I will die.
追い詰められて風前の灯火って感じには見えねえぞ
You don't look like someone who's been back to the edge of the cliff.
まだ何か隠し玉を持ってや
Well,
る
you're the one that demanded she be majestic even in death, you fucking weirdo.
You still have some kind of hidden pitch up your sleeve, right?
さて、どうかな。
Yeah, not the cliff, considering that's how she died in real life.
Oh, jeez, fuck, yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
わらわはもはや千年の長すぎる生涯に飽いている。
I've already tired of a life too long after 1,000 years.
その果てに巡り合ったそなたという公的種によって生涯を閉じるのも悪くないと思い始めている。
I started to think that it might not be so bad to have this life ended by a worthy adversary like you, who I met at the very end of it all. The Xenos vibes increase.
そなたなら
Yep.
やれるよな。
Also, a little bit of Emmett's self vibes increase.
Yeah.
You can do it, I hope.
やってくれよ。
Do it.
頼むよ。
Come on.
殺してくれよ。
Kill me.
殺してばっかりでさ、殺された試しがねえんだよ。
She sounds like she's pouting during this bit. Like this is the pouting voice that she had with her teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always the one killing, and I've never had the experience of being killed.
お前ら18人を幾百と殺しては来たけれど、殺された試しは一度もねえから。
Did that actually say 18 or did it say 17? I've killed the 18 of you hundreds of times. We gotta go to the next line.
Yeah.
But I haven't been killed myself even once.
経験してみてんだよ。
I want to experience it at least once myself.
お前ら18人を幾百と殺して
No,
は
that's
来たけれ
Juhachi.
ど。
That's 18.
Yeah. Though, I mean, she has, in the magic version of things, killed Kinzo.
That's true.
It was a graceless show of bravado unchanged from before. But blood dripped from her mouth, her once beautiful dress was covered with holes, and blood poured from all over her body, making her
I don't know that I
physical
would call
appearance
this dress beautiful.
look very different from her attitude. Perhaps she was still suffering from the shot she'd taken to the flank. The way she was unconsciously clutching it lacked any trace of elegance. There's no room for compassion. As long as I feel sympathy
How
for
do
this
you
witch...
elegantly clutch a wound in your side? Maybe this is why I'm not good with manners. Because I don't know that.
I don't think most people have to concern themselves with that.
Yeah.
As long as I feel sympathy for this witch, my family and I won't be released from this place. Until I defeat her, we won't be able to go home. In this world we live in, even people who see each other as enemies can come to understand each other if the situation changes. But absolute evil does exist. That is an evil which brings misfortune by its very existence, and is to be spared no compromise. Just by continuing to exist, it is evil.
お前を哀れには思わない。
I do not feel sorry for you.
お前が俺たちの誰にも憐れまなかったように。
Just like you didn't feel sorry for any of us.
そうともさ、
Well, of course.
お前らなんてゲームの駒だぜ。
All of you are just pieces in the game.
毎回毎回最初の6人は誰を殺そうかな、次の2人をどう殺そうかな。
It's just unbelievably fun to think about which 6 to kill in the beginning. How to kill the next 2.
もっともっとグロい殺し方はねえかなって考えるのは最高に楽しいぜ。
And whether I can find a much, much more grotesque way of killing, you see?
なあバトラよ、少し改心するから今回も許してくれよ。
You guys keep twisting that knife. Come on, Battler, I'll reform a little, so forgive me this time, too.
そしたらさ、もうちょっとマシな殺し方に変えてやるからよ。
And then I'll change the method of killing into something a little better, alright?
誰をどの順にどんな風に殺すか。
How very romantic.
もう聞いてやるからよ。
And then I'll listen to how you want them to be killed and in what order, alright?
楽しいぜ。人の命をもてあそぶってのはよ。
It's so much fun toying with people's lives.
Is it now?
お前なら考えつくよ。エンジェをもっともっとクズ肉にしてやる方法はよ。
I'm sure you could think of a way think of a way to turn Angie into a pile of scrap meat much, much more.
来いよバトラ
Come, Battler.
ー南條殺し暴いてみろ
Try to expose the truth of Nanjo's murder. Honestly, it sounds like a trap again.
Alright, let's see. The 18th person X was destroyed. But I won't give in. I'll stop the witch's breathing cold. The end of the third game. It was decided in red that the 4 survivors at that point in time, Battler, Ava, Jessica, and Nanjo, were all unrelated to Nanjo's murder. And it was also declared that he was murdered directly right before his eyes. All other people had the strongest alibi of having their deaths declared in red. Without using the 18th
I didn't
person...
remember the bit about how he was killed right in front of his eyes.
Yeah. Without using the 18th person X, I have to break through this.
So that changes my trap idea and
Think.
breaks
Don't
that
stop
apart.
thinking.
So
Her red doesn't only bind me, it's also supposed to be her weak point. I've got to somehow use it against her. That's right. There's still a gap. Yeah, this way I can break through it. Beatrice's legend of the witch is over. True, the others probably were dead. However, the time at which their deaths were declared in red was not the instant Dr. Nanjo died. Strictly speaking, it was in the fight between me and Ava after Dr. Nanjo's corpse was found. In other words, if someone who was alive at the time that Dr. Nanjo was killed died before Ava proclaimed that death, you can sew right through the crack. In other words, it's like this. The culprit was among those people who were not confirmed dead prior to Ava's declaration of the deaths. And that person had managed to skillfully play dead in the beginning and wait for us to leave them alone. They made us think that they had died while their deaths still hadn't been declared in red. Then they killed Dr. Nanjo, and after that they died for some reason. Then after that, Ava declared their death in red. That theory can explain Dr. Nanjo's murder. How's that, Beatrice? When he forcefully asked that question, there was a terrible sound that could only be likened to that of a compressor, and a blue stake as thick as a log appeared from under the earth and skewered the Golden Witch Beto, pulling her up into the air.
Chair and all, huh? Fuck.
Also, I don't think she's tied to the chair once they moved into the Rose Garden.
Could be. I don't know. They didn't say, so...
Ugly tearing sounds rang out one after another, and each time a blue stake or wedge appeared and impaled Beatrice's body. When that finally ended, her tragic form was exposed there, pincushioned by more than 10 stakes and wedges all over her body, and dripping with blood, dangling and crucified.
Damn.
There was none of the dignity of the brutal witch who had sneered at the honor of the dead and toyed with it, and killed hundreds of the living. The rain, which had started falling at some point, quietly tormented the crucified witch. As Battler heaved with his breathing, he waited for some kind of answer from the Golden Witch. Although it wasn't long, it took the witch at least a little bit of time before she showed any signs of life.
It hurts. It hurts.
事後
You got what you deserved.
お前が殺めてきた人々の痛みの一部を
No portion of the pain of all those you've murdered. Even as he said that, it seemed Battler had lost a little of his forcefulness at this extremely pitiful sight. Couldn't help but avert his eyes from a woman exposed in such a brutal fashion, even if she was his enemy. But even so, unless he destroyed Beatrice, the battle wouldn't end.
バトラー頼むよ
Battler, I beg you.
Huh? Beata let out a sob.
言ってよ
It hurts.
すげえ言ってよ
It really hurts. End it.
終わる
End it.
って
Again.
これでもまだ死ねねえんだよ
Even now, I still can't die.
こんなに言ってるのにまだ死ねねえんだよ
It hurts so goddamn much, and I still can't die.
俺に何を求めやがる
You asking me to do?
終わらせて
Said it like multiple times, Battler. Come on, man.
この苦痛から解放して
It sounds like maybe the voice actor put some water in her mouth to simulate the sort of like
Fury sound,
bubbling
yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
End it. Release me from this pain.
Beato's expression was a soggy mess of blood and tears. Certainly, Battler had been tricked by her at one point, so he could probably have suspected her expression and even her tears of being an act. However, Battler believed those tears. After all, those tears had the red truth mixed in with them.
どうすりゃいい
What do I do?
どうすればお前の痛みを終わらせられる
What do I have to do to end your pain?
今から全てを晒すから
I'm going to lay everything bare.
それがわらわ
It
の
will be
心臓
my heart.
心臓
Your heart.
そして
I think that's supposed to be kill me.
ベアト
殺し
Yeah. Kill me. Times two.
もう死な
Just let me die.
Were those tears of pain and torment, or else? Either way, that pitiful expression was painful for Battler to look at even after burning with such anger.
早くヘンゼのところに帰って
Quickly. Go back to Angie.
帰るためじゃない
It's not so that I can go
お前
back.
の痛みを止めるために
I'll grant your request in order to
お前
stop
の
your
願いを
pain.
聞く
Weakness. Just fucking stab her in the neck. It's supposed to be thank you, even though she didn't quite pronounce everything.
With her last breaths, Beato summoned up all of her remaining strength and managed to close both of her hands into her fists. A red light began to gather at those fists. Then she lifted her arms, as though wishing for something from heaven.
トラなら殺せるから
I know you can kill me.
私の
Everything I am. My heart.
心臓を潰して
Crush it.
貫いて
Pierce it. Okay?
The red light around both her arms got stronger and stronger.
おね
Please.
She got that far into the word, and then her face tilted to the side a bit. Her right arm lost its light and flopped down. But her left arm alone did not lose its light and remained held up towards the heavens. Then, before Battler's eyes, another Beto appeared with a faint form transparent like a curtain. Crucified Beto had already lost consciousness. However, the newly appeared faint Beto quickly looked at me, her eyes expressionless, and spoke in an uncharacteristically polite tone.
後ろ宮バト
Ushiromiya
今から
Battler.
私があなたを殺します
I will now kill you.
Nani the fuck?
Sumida said, what the fuck?
And?
そしてたった今この島にはあなた以外誰もいません。この島で生きているのはあなただけです。島の外の存在は一切干渉できません。
And right now, there is no one other than you on this island. The only one alive on this island is you. Nothing outside the island can interfere.
I understood. This was the only thing left keeping Beatrice a witch, the final mystery. And Beto was holding it out to me, entreating me to solve her final mystery and kill her.
来いよ。お前の最後の謎。
Yeah, like how does Battler die every time?
Yeah,
俺が受け取ってやる。
yeah, how do the remaining die every time? Come on, I'll accept your final mystery.
この島にあなたはたった一人。そしてもちろん私はあなたではない。なのに私は今ここにいて。これ
You
か
are
ら
all
あ
alone
な
on
た
this
を
island.
殺します。
And of course, I am not you. Yet I am here now, and am about to kill you.
It has to be some sort of trap or something.
Or he just fucking drinks himself to death. Like a dumbass.
強化版ってわけか。
Like a souped up version of the mystery of Dr. Nanjo's murder.
それで
So?
Small bombs. Small bombs in the wine. Who am I?
それがお前の最後の出題なのか。
She hid
that your
small
final
bombs in all the
question?
ingredients. So like when he ate that sliced ham, just boop.
Then Beatrice slowly approached me and held me expressionless. Yeah, I get, Beto, I'll kill you, don't worry. Slowly, I too held her head. And then, my piece left the game board. Yeah, if you didn't realize, I wasn't controlling the pace of that at that point.
Died in 1998. Okay.
Yeah, so that answers that question.
あなたが望むのなら腕も足も差し出せるわ。だからどうか願いを叶えて。あなたが探してた春はここよ。そんなとこにはないの。たどり着けない永遠に。戻ることなどできないの。後ろの道は消えてしまった。出会うはずの二人。
Yeah, we're doing crimes to have this one.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's subbed in the like the PC version, but you know we're doing crimes to have this.
yeah. Well, we're doing mods at least.
That's still crimes.
I consider it less of a crime.
It's still crimes. Manslaughter may not be murder, but it's still a crime.
I guess. But Ryokishi has been very nice not to prosecute those crimes.
All the goats. Less than Katie's crimes. Just Katie stream with Final Fantasy crimes.
Probably not. That would... All the goats.
You played a patch version of the Switch? What? The Switch version?
Interesting.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds extremely complicated.
I've seen some people stream their Switch games before, and apparently, like, there's a whole ass dock and like fucking capture card scenario going on with it.
Yeah, that is difficult to do because Nintendo is a fuck.
Nintendo was a park. Thank you, Captioner.
Alright, question marks, and then we'll be done with this episode.
How long is this gonna be? Because that was a really long tea party.
Let me see. It's at least just one part on Quinn's LP.
Okay, so that's good. Maybe it'll just be a small conversation or something.
Yeah, because the tea
No, that was the tea party! Oh, fragment, absurdly long number. Interesting. Yeah, dude, like, I haven't eaten in, like, 20 hours.
Yeah, just for context, the tea party was a 3-parter.
Okay.
Scattered over the big bed were cute jelly beans of various colors and chocolate coins.
Yeah. That's the guy. That's them.
Yeah, that's them. Yep, that's them. Yes, so they went by Doc at the time, but now they go by Quinn.
Yeah, I think Mal has that as a move.
Yeah, that is a fucking mood to CDA. A fork was stuck into the shortcake peeking out of a gift box, and there were decanters with drinks of various colors lined up on the side table. But the venomous color of the drink poured into the glass matched none of the decanters. Someone had probably been playing around mixing them together. The taste aside, that was a lot of fun too. A lot of fun to do. On top of the fluffy bed were several colorful big pillows stuffed with dreams.
Is this Maria's little bullshit?
Oh no.
Oh no, what the fuck? Pretty Castell always looking like she doesn't want to be there.
Yep. Yeah, if it's the Doc LP, then yes. Anyway, on the big bed that looked like something out of a child's dream world.
You can encourage
Castelli
Quinn
face down.
if you show up earlier. Quinn's usually on for the first half of the streams.
And Lambda Delta lay face up, hugging a pillow and relaxing.
This one was a real rush, wasn't it? I got really anxious when Beto said she'd stop the game. What a rude witch to start a game of this scale and try to end it by throwing it away. Wasn't Angie a good piece? After Beato ran for it, Angie dragged her back and made her resume the game.
バトラをやる気にさせすぎちゃったのはさすがに参ったけどね。
It's too bad that she gave Battler a bit too much enthusiasm, though.
バトラは情に弱いって分かってたから。
Because she knew Battler is weak against emotions.
確かに
No kidding.
あいつ敵であるベアトにも手加減しかねない雰囲気があったわね。
He looked like he might even go easy on his enemy Beato.
前回の流れから下手するとベアトに同情しておかしな方向にゲームを流すかもしれないって危惧してたの。
Based on the previous game, I was uneasy that he might start to feel passion for Beato and take the game in an odd direction.
エンジェはバトラがゴールを誤解した時に再誘導するための切り札よ。
Angie was a trump card to get Battler back on track if and when he mistook his goal.
Yeah, so you knew this was going to happen from the start.
Mhm.
本当はもっとサポートさせてそれから切りたかったんだけどね。
In truth, I wanted to have her support him a bit more before playing her
いきな
out.
り切らされたの。
She really did play and discard herself straight away.
仕込みに随分かかった駒なのにもったいなかった。
What a waste for a piece that required so much preparation.
例の名乗っちゃダメルール枷にしておいてよ。
So it was Lambda. Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, it did seem like
Because I
Lambda
remember
thing.
her like having that little conversation. I just don't remember like the exact details about it. I'm so glad I shackled her with a rule about not giving her name.
あれを設けなかったら兄弟タッグ大活躍でベアトはあっという間に飲み込まれてゲームエンドだったわ。
If I hadn't set that up, the brother-sister tag team would have swallowed Beato up in one in the blink of an eye.
一気に畳みかけるチャンスかと思ったんだけど、
I thought it was my chance to apply a lot of pressure at
あん
once.
たのマークがきつくてうまくいかせなかったわ。
But you were watching her so closely that I couldn't make the best use of her.
ああ、もったいない駒だった。
Ah, what a waste that piece was.
当然でしょ。あんなずるい駒とっととリタイアしてくれないと困るわ。
She just like parroting me now because I said that shit earlier.
Yep, you did.
Well, yeah, that piece was super OP. I needed her out of there like yesterday.
まあ結果的にゲーム中断を阻止する活躍をしてくれたし、それは私にとっても助かることだった。
Well, in the end, she did a good job of preventing the game from being suspended, I guess. So that helps me, and that helps me out too.
一致する活躍をしてくれたという意味においては本当に素晴らしい駒だったわよ。
Her actions ended up matching in both of our interests, so in that sense, she really was a wonderful piece.
バトラと同じで単純な子だったから簡単に私の言いなりになってくれたわ。
She was an innocent kid like Battler, so it was easy to get her to do as I said. I don't know that like Angie would count as innocent,
な
really,
んだか
but you know,
直情型よね。
an idiot or an impulsive type, one of those two is always best for a piece.
ああ、本当に惜しい駒だったわ。
That piece really could have been so much more.
その子も今じゃひき肉。
And now she's mincemeat. Although, I do gotta bring up the fact that Angie is the Witch of Resurrection,
やりましょうよ。
so she very much easily could resurrect herself, maybe, kind of. I don't know if that would work in the rules of this magical system bullshit, whatever, but, you know, hey. Possible. And now she's mincemeat. Hey, let's make hamburgers out of that later on.
餃子の方が好きだっけ？
Oh wait, didn't you like gyoza more?
妹味ってどんな味かしら？笑える。
Fuck's sake. I wonder what little sister tastes like. So funny.
あんた、そんな余裕でいいの？
Is it really alright for you to be so
エ
relaxed?
ンジェのおかげでバトラは奮起。
Battler got fired up thanks to Angie.
ベアとを猛追し始め、今やだいぶ私が有利なゲーム展開だと思うけど。
He started going after Beato like a madman, and now the game has taken a big turn to my advantage, I'd say.
というかバトラ、今回でこれまでのほとんどの謎を解いちゃったんじゃない？
In fact, didn't Battler just solve almost all the mysteries so far?
はあ？ とんでもない。
Not even close.
バトラの青き真実なんてほとんど外れてるわよ。
Almost all of Battler's blue truth is wrong.
ベアとのぬるい赤なんて隙間だらけだもの。
Beato's wishy-washy red is full of
多
holes.
少は知恵の回る子だったら適当にへりくつ並べりゃ簡単にすり抜けられるわ。
Anyone with half a brain could slip through it easily just by rattling off some random BS.
ああ、本当にイライラしたわよ。
Now that really ticked me off.
私だったらどれもこれも徹底的に赤で切り返してるわ。
If that had been me, I'd have made sure to cut down every last one of those things. Yeah, every one of those things with the red.
あら、そうだったの？私はてっき
Oh,
り
really?
あれらが正解だと思ってたわ。
I was under the impression that all those were the correct
小
answers.
型爆弾を飲み込ませてうんぬんはさすがに
Yeah.
だと思ってた。
Well, of course, I did have my suspicions about all that stuff to do with swallowing small bombs.
バトラの青き真実だって全部が有効になってはいないわ。
In Battler's blue truths, not all of them were even
ベ
valid.
アとは第一のゲームにおいて身元不明死体についてその身元を全て保証するとはっきり明
Beato stated clearly within the first game she guarantees the identities of all unidentified
こ
corpses.
れによりバトラのエヴァ秀吉の密室殺人の犯人は偽装死体を演じた何者かという推理が破られてるのよ。
That breaks Battler's reasoning about the culprit of the Eva Hideyoshi locked room murder being someone who used a fake corpse.
So it does, yeah. Wasn't even
Mhm.
thinking that.
ボイラー室のカノンは事故死だったろうとしてるけど
Yeah. Next, he said that Cannon's death in the boiler room was probably an accident. But,
自分の胸に杭が突き刺さっちゃう事故って何よ。
okay, that one, like, literally, your complaint is just, like, devil's proof shit.
Yeah,
Like a Delta.
I don't have to explain shit.
Yeah, it just has to be an identified corpse.
Then again, maybe
what kind
maybe she's saying Beato should have said it's not an accident.
Could be. What kind of accident could end up with him driving a stake into his own chest?
ばっかじゃない。
How dumb is that?
私が赤き宝刀とやらで切ってやるわよ。
I'll slice it with that red treasured sword or whatever.
カノンは事故死ではない。
Cannon did not die in an
そ
accident.
の次の100までの源氏たち3人の殺人の時計回りに同時に射殺して死に合ったとかいう相打ち殺人も滑稽だわ。
Or whatever. Yeah. For the next one, the murders of the three, including Genji in the parlor, the thought that it was a simultaneous murder where they shot each other in a clockwise pattern at the same time is laughable.
源氏、熊沢、南條は殺人者ではない。
I don't fucking believe you on that Genji one.
Yeah, no.
Well, maybe she's saying that not in this instance they were not killers.
Fair.
Genji, Kumasawa, and Nanjo were not killers.
最後の夏日殺しのトラップ X もバカバカしいわ。
The final trap X for Nazi's murder is really dumb too.
夏日を射殺したのはトラップじゃなく、ちゃんと銃を構えて引き金を引いてしっかり射殺したのよ。
The thing that shot Natsuki wasn't a trap, it was a real shooting murder with a gun raised and a trigger pulled.
ご愁傷様。
My condolences.
あんた、
Is it possible that Battler's the murderer?
No, I don't think so.
そんなこと赤で言っちゃ。
Stop that. You mustn't say something like that in red.
あの子、夏日の銃弾を魔法で跳ね返して殺したってことにしてるんだから。
That kid's trying to make it so that she killed Natsuki by bouncing Natsuki's bullet back at her with magic.
あらあらいけない。そうだったわね。
No, I don't mean like literally Battler as himself, but like in a daze or a psychotic break or something. Some kind of thing where he's not like truly aware of what's going on. Oopsie, you're right, I forgot.
第2のゲームの青き真実だって甘すぎよ。
Even his blue truths Blue truths for the second game were too naive.
礼拝堂での6人の殺害時、犯人は礼拝堂内にいたわ。
Although that last red bit does not disqualify the idea of her bouncing a bullet back, but Bayato herself denied that by saying that the bullet was not fired from her own gun.
Yep.
When the 6 were murdered in the chapel, the culprit was inside the chapel.
あいつ、何でもかんでもトラップ X で説明しようとするわよね。
That guy tries to explain every little thing with Trap X, but that's because she doesn't actually need to explain anything,
ト
man,
ラッ
Delta.
プ X って何よ。変なミステリー小説のお約束？
No, it's just like a trap that you can't explain because you're not a trap master, you fucking nerd. That's all it is. What the heck is Trap X? Some weird mystery novel cliche?
使用人室で南條と熊沢が殺された事件のカノンの名前を世襲したとかいうのも滑稽だわ。
In the incident where Nanjo and Kumasawa were killed in the servant room, it's ludicrous to say that someone inherited Canon's name.
カノンの名を名乗ることができるのは本人のみ。
The only one who can go by the name of Canon is the person himself, but Canon is not his true
名乗
persona,
ることはできない。
so... No other human can adopt that name. Doesn't matter if other people still call him Canon afterwards, he may have been going by his real name at
ナ
that
ツヒ
point,
の部屋の
and therefore was not
マスタ
Canon.
ーキーを借りたという推理もダメだね。
Or the original Canon, at least. In some... There's a lot of holes in even what she's saying, which is kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
fun.
absolutely.
But I think that might be the point of this, is that she's still childish even though she's doing all this.
Mm-hmm.
And that theory about borrowing the master key from Rosa for Natsu's room is also worthless.
ローザがマスターキーを管理して以降、それらすべては一度たりとも彼女の手を離れていない。
After the master keys came into Rosa's control, never did any of them leave her
ナ
hands.
ツヒの部屋を開
Each
放
of her
した
red truths seems to also open a completely new path as well, which is kind of funny. Except for the time when she lent one to Battler to unlock Natsu's room.
まだまだ続くけど、ざっと軽く見てもこんな感じかしら。
I can go on, but this is enough for just a quick look, right? Or I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Like,
No?
and that's the thing about the Red Truth, is every new Red Truth is a closer look at what... It gives you the boundaries
Mm-hmm.
of what must have happened.
It's like a maze where there actually isn't a dead end, because, like, just, like, turn around and keep going.
Yeah.
軽くも何もあんた第一と第二のゲームにおけるバトラの青き真実軒並み
Quick
否定
look,
しちゃった
you
じゃ
just
ない
denied Battler's blue truth for the first and second games across the board.
あらなんてこと
My, what a thing.
バトラがそれを聞いたらそっとしちゃうわね
Battler would faint if he heard that.
ね、ベアとは全然追い詰められてなんかいないのよ。
See, Beato wasn't cornered at
あ
all.
の子、やっぱりなかなかの役者だわ。
I always thought she was a pretty good actress.
きっと今回のゲームでは一見追い詰められたふりをしてみせて。
I'm sure the plan is to make it look like she got cornered this game.
次のゲームあたりでバサーッと赤で一刀両断にしてバトラをびっくり仰天させる作戦でしょうよ。
And then sometime next game, swish, he'll slice it in half with a single red stroke and make Battler's eyes pop out.
それできっとまた大笑いしながら言うんだわ。
And then I'm sure she'll say it with a huge grin on her face. This seems like she's ready to flag for Beato. A witch is never in trouble.
Yeah, you didn't bet on the fact that she's actually just wants to die.
Yeah,
じゃあ
she's tired of being under
あ
your
のベ
thumb.
アとの追い詰められたみたいな悲壮感は全部演技なの
Then that whole tragic feeling as though Beato was getting cornered was all an act.
そうに決まってるじゃない。
Obviously,
あいつ本当に大女優よね。
she really is a great
全
actress.
然追い詰められてなんかいないのに最終回顔負けのクライマックス感だったわ。
Even though she wasn't cornered at all, it felt like a last episode climax to put everyone else to shame.
今年の助演女優賞はあいつに決定ね。
I don't think Bayato counts as a supporting actress. This is definitely like the lead actress.
Yep, but the thing is, Bern Castell thinks of herself, or not Bern Castell, Lambda Delta thinks of herself as the lead
That's
with
true,
Bern
yeah.
Castell.
Yeah. She's totally the winner for Best Supporting Actress this year.
もちろん主演は私
Yeah.
だけど、
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, but of course I'm the star.
ベルンでもいいわよ。
Or it could be you, Bern.
私を殺してみたいなことを言って最後に大きな謎を出したわよ。
At the end, she said things like, kill me, and laid out a big riddle.
それを解かれたらベアとは今度こそおしまいの排水の陣じゃないの？
Wasn't that her last stand with Bayato to be finished for good if that riddle was solved?
やだ。ベルンまで騙されてるの？
No way, you were tricked too, Bern.
あんなの排水の陣でもなんでもない。
That wasn't even close to a last stand.
ベアとはね、まだまだどぎつい奥の手を温存してるわ。
Bayato still has some hellishly brutal moves she's keeping hidden.
最後の謎を出すために両腕を突き出したとき、右腕だけ下ろしたの気づいてた？
When she stuck out both arms to give the final riddle, did you notice how she brought her right arm back down?
ああ、そういえばあれは
now that you mention it.
だったわけ。
So that's what that meant.
そういうわけ。
Sure is.
あの子はまだまだ奥の手を残してる。
She still had plenty of hidden moves left.
そして何も謎は解かれちゃいない。
And none of the mysteries have been
そ
solved.
れをまるで全て完歩されて、次回最終回みたいなテンションにしちゃうなんて。
That tension as though she'd been completely seen through and it was like tune in next time for the final episode.
まさかあの子は演技の天才よ。
She truly is a genius at acting.
早くバトラをどん底に叩き落とすところが見てやりたいわ。
I can't wait to see her knock Battler back down to rock bottom.
あの子、前回のゲームの北風と太陽作戦ですっかり味を占めちゃったよ。
All you gotta do is blame Shannon for everything. She's really taken to that north wind and the sun strategy from the last game, I think.
バトラ、きっとまたベアトに同情してコロッと引っかかるわよ。
I bet Battler will sympathize with Beato again and fall for it completely.
女の涙は一粒で男を騙せるからね。実に安上がりでお得よね。
A woman's single tear can trick a man after all. Now that's value, don't you think?
バトラ、またその手に引っかかっちゃうかし
I wonder if Battler will get caught by that move
ら。
again.
二度と同情しないように私もバトラを焚きつけないと。
I must do my part too and light a fire under Battler to never feel sympathy for her again.
当分はエンジェのひき肉で焚きつけられそうだけどね。
Although Angie's mincemeat seems to have done that pretty well for the time being.
エンジ味のハンバーグでパワーアップ。
A power-up from an Angie-flavored hamburger.
もちろんこっちも負けないわよ。
Of course I won't be beaten either.
ここからバトラと拮抗するくらいに盛り返せるようベアトを徹底的にサポートするもの。
Angie
Angie
Burgers.
burgers. Welcome, Umineko. Welcome in.
Yes, welcome in.
I'll be giving Beato my full support. Angie burgers, god damn it. Full support so she can make enough of a comeback to compete with
負け
Battler.
ないわよベアトは。
She won't lose,
負
Beato.
けたら素敵な罰ゲームがあるわよってきっちり脅してるもん。
I mean, I've threatened her with a wonderful penalty if she does.
あんたの罰ゲーム本気でシャレにならないから少し加減した方がいい。
Angie burger, murder, and fries. Your penalties are genuinely no joke, so you should go a little easy.
ベルに次に罰ゲームをできるときはこうしようって決めてるのがあるの。
I've decided what to do next time I get to give you a penalty burner.
聞きたい聞きたい。
Wanna hear? Wanna hear?
嫌よ。
No.
もう聞いてよ。
Come on, listen.
あのね
Hey, listen. I can't believe she actually said Anane. It's pretty good, Umineko.
Yeah, we've been enjoying it a great deal, and we do also have the episodes up on YouTube if you want to see our reactions for the past 3.
Yes. And I would say that some of them are. I have criticisms for like this. It's not like all. It's not 10 out of 10, but you know.
Nothing is, for the most part.
Here we go. Now, okay, there we go.
素敵なお城に閉じ込めてあげるの。
I'll lock you in a wonderful, wonderful castle.
そのお城は真っ白な純白の城壁に囲まれていて、一辺は12km。
The castle will be surrounded by pure white castle walls, 12 kilometers to a side,
高さは10mあるの。
with a height of 10
魔
meters.
法とズルは禁止。
No magic and no cheating allowed.
とても飛び越せないわよね。
It's really not something you can jump over, right?
14億4000万竜兵。
That huge ass number.
1,440 million. Yeah, 40 million square meters.
話のうちが読めたからもういいわよ。
Or meters cubed, it
You mean-
looks like.
Yeah, that's cube meters. Sorry. You can stop there. I already know what you're going to say.
そこをね、毎日一粒ずつの宝石で埋めていくの。
And that place will start getting buried with gems, one every day.
それで城壁いっぱいに溜まるまでベルンを閉じ込めて、その宝石で埋め殺すの。
Hey, Lambda Delta. It's actually kind of easy to get out of that then. You just have to wait long enough for enough gems to pile up so you can make a ramp out the walls. And if you're worried about breaking your legs after you get down from the other side, you just start tossing them over the wall to do the same thing on the other side. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, it'd take a very long time, but you could do it. I'll lock you in until the castle walls are packed with them, and you've been buried to death with gems.
素敵なロマンチックな罰ゲームでしょ。
Isn't that a wonderful romantic penalty?
一辺を5倍にしていいから、高さを10分の1にしてくれたら、今から閉じ込めてもいいわよ。
1/10 its current height. I'll let you multiply the length of the walls by 5 if you make the height 1/10 its current height. And you can even shut me in it right now.
本当？
Really?
36億竜兵になるわよ。
That would make it 3.6 billion cube meters, you know?
罰ゲームが倍以上の期間になるわよ。
The penalty would take more than twice as long.
そんなにも長い間、虜になってくれるのね。
You'll be my prisoner for such a long time?
ベルン
God
大
damn it,
好
Lambda
き。
Delta.
愛してる。
I love you, Bird. I really love you.
Lambda Delta playfully cloning the Burn Castell, who yawned, looking bored as she stroked Lambda Delta under the chin as though playing with a cat.
Speaking of, hey buddy, how you doing? Handsome
ベ
boy.
ルンはバトラの勝利にかけてて、私は二人が永遠に引き分けになるのにかけてる。
So you're betting on Battler to win, and I'm betting on the two of them getting draws
そ
forever.
れで、誰かベアとの勝利にはかけてないの？
Isn't anyone going to bet on Beato to win?
かけないわよ。勝率
It won't be me. Your chances of winning are 0.
奇跡の魔女に奇跡ゼロって言われるのも本当にお気の毒。
Must hurt to be told by the Witch of Miracles that there's 0 chance of a miracle.
私もかけないけどね。
I wouldn't bet on her either, of course.
絶対。
For certain.
絶対の魔女に絶対ダメって言われるのもお気の毒ね。
Must hurt to be told by the Witch of Certainty that it's certainly no good as well.
Unusually for them, they giggled together. Yay, I finally get a fucking line in there.
のゲーム、どういう決着に終わるかしら。
I wonder what kind of conclusion this game's gonna have.
さすがにそれだけは読めないわ。
Now that, at least, we can't
だ
predict.
から楽しいわけだし。
That's why it's fun, after all.
もう逃げも中断も許さない。
I won't allow any more escaping or suspending the game.
絶対にゲームを続けさせる。逃がさない。
I'll make them continue the game for certain. I won't let them run
こ
away.
れからどんな風に展開していくのか想像もつかないけれど、
I can't even imagine how things are gonna unfold now.
絶対にありえない決着の仕方だけはわかるわ。
But I do know one way it's certainly not going to end.
ベアトが勝って終わることだけはないわね。
At the very least, we know it won't end with Beato's victory.
That is a loser flag right there.
Yeah. That's some flags right there.
私もベルンも。どっちも
I mean, think about it. Neither you nor I are betting on Beato to come out the winner. Yeah, come out the winner.
ベアトが
You can win without winning, you know.
私たち二大魔女を敵に回すことになる。
Which means if it looks like Beato's gonna win, she'll be making enemies of both us great witches.
そういうことね。私たちの
Pretty
力が
much.
最も均衡するのは、引き分けとバトラ有利の中間で均衡している場合のみ。
Our powers are most in balance only when things are somewhere between a draw and battler's advantage.
ベアと有利に傾きすぎれば、私たちは共に同じベクトルに団結して、ベアとを引きずり
If
戻
it tips
す。
too much in Beato's favor, both of us will align along the same vector and drag Beato back.
つまり、ベアと優勢になった瞬間、私たち二人をまとめて敵に回す。
That's another flag right there. Fuck.
Yep.
So the instant Beato finds herself on top, she'll have both of us as enemies to deal with.
ベルンと共闘、楽しい。
A common fronts with bird sounds fun.
ありがとう。でも、
Thanks.
コンペイ島のお風呂には一緒に入らないわよ。
But I'm not taking a Competo candy bath with you.
へえ。シャワーを浴びながら。
It's basically sugar candy.
Okay, yeah, I've seen these before.
Yeah, the star shape.
Hell, I think I've had these.
Yes, at least I've had them before. They're not too hard to get.
Oh, but I thought we could take a Competo shower together.
とろけたマシュマロを塗りたくってあげるのに。
While I cover you all over with melted marshmallows.
気の毒に。あの子は
That poor girl.
私と遊ぶためにラムダが捕まえてきた生きたおもちゃ。お人形だわ。
She's a living toy, a doll you caught so that you could play with me.
Okay, so you
私、
know.
お人形遊びは上手なの。
Hmm. I'm good at playing with dolls.
ほんと上手に遊べるのよ。
I really can play with it well, you know?
飽きずに一つのおもちゃで何百年も遊べるのが自慢なの。
I'm proud of being able to get hundreds of years of playtime out of a single toy without getting tired of it.
ある時は味方し、ある時は敵対し、
You're her ally at some times and oppose her at others.
永遠にもてあそび続ける。
Toying with her forever.
かわいそうにね。あの子はもう私たちのお人形。
I feel sorry for her. That kid is our doll now.
そういうことよ。あの子は私たちのお人形。
That's right, that kid is our doll.
私たち二人の望む末路しか用意されてない。
No end is prepared for her except for the ones the two of us wish for her. So many fucking flags.
私によって永遠に
They're doing it. They're doing the thing.
Yep.
And you know that Ryukishi is like conscious of this
Because he mentions them.
there was that whole sequence with Virgilia.
Yeah.
So I can say for sure that this can only end with either an eternal draw because of
ベ
me,
ルンによってベアトが敗北して滅ぼされるかでしか終わら
or
ない。
Beato being defeated and destroyed because of you.
ベアトが勝って終わるようなことは
as far as this game ending with Beato's victory goes,
奇跡の魔女として宣言するわ。
I will proclaim it as the Witch of Miracles.
なら私は絶対の魔女として宣言するわ。
Then I'll proclaim it as the Witch of Certainty.
ベアとは絶対に勝利できない。
Beato certainly cannot win,
そして奇跡は絶対に起こらない。
and there will be absolutely no miracles. It's so weird hearing Vern Castell laugh.
Yeah, it is. Also, those fucking faces.
Yeah, nice flashbang video game. Thanks, Felicity.
Yes,
I
episode.
don't know why that got me so
complete.
good, but yeah.
Uh,
Oh, fuck.
So, for all of you who may just be joining us, we will continue this on Monday, barring any interruptions.
Or, you know, fuckery.
Or fuckery. But I kind of...
Interruptions, fuckery, etc.
Yeah, I kind of consider fuckery to be interruptions.
Yeah, regularly scheduled interruptions. You know, they just happen. As in insomnia,
Yep.
people getting sick,
Yep.
etc.
But barring any of that, we will continue on Monday with episode 5. We're going to let the credits roll, but just letting you folks know who might be filtering out.
Now, if you're on my end, you can scroll down below the Twitch player, or we'll go to the About section if you're watching the VOD right now, and find links to my Twitter, my Discord, and my Kara. My Kara is my portfolio. I have a bunch of art up there. Nothing new right now, and hasn't been for a little while, but that's because it's literally too hot to work right now. I mean that literally. For the people who have been here in a while and haven't heard this part of the spiel yet, like my tablet will overheat and shut down because of how hot it is in New Mexico. Like, it gets to 35 degrees Celsius in my office. So, you know, I literally cannot work. My tools simply do not work under that condition. So, nothing new for a while, but I do have stuff in the cooker, and they will be getting put up whenever it cools down. Eventually. But for my Twitter and my Discord, you can join those to follow me on one, or join the Discord to, you know, chat with us off stream, or get stream alerts for streams that aren't Umineko if you're interested in those. Or, you know, see pictures of my cats or the food that I cook. Because people gave me compliments on my cooking earlier, but they did not actually mean my literal cooking. But I am actually a pretty good cook, so you can go look at that shit.
Yes, I've seen photos
Also
of the
talk
food.
to-
It looks good.
You can also talk to me and Packer about our recipes, because we're the two cooks in the Discord. Me and Packer.
Yeah.
Your turn.
If you are watching on the YouTube VOD, you can follow it to both of our Twitch channels. On Cat's Twitch channel, you will get everything that was just listed.
Also, probably some of your social media stuff, right? Like
Oh,
Blue
yes.
Sky or whatever?
Yeah, Blue Sky should be on there, and I think I have co-host on there as well.
All right.
So we're just letting this do its thing, just in case
Yeah.
there's
So,
a.
what do you
singer
think
there.
how the fifth episode is going to open?
Well, it's clear that these two aren't going to allow it to end, but I feel like you have to give somebody to mix up the dynamic to make it feel like this isn't just gonna be a repeat.
Yeah, because that's what Angie was for this episode, but then they killed her off. So fucking who
Yeah.
knows?
So either a witch Angie, but I don't think so, just because that would be too OP, or something else.
Yeah, if Angie shows up as a witch again, it's gonna be like in one of the later episodes, right? I think.
Yeah.
Like where stuff is already reaching its conclusion. And then she just shows up, like, hey, yeah, I'm the Witch of Resurrection. What do you fucking want from me? I resurrected myself. Get over it.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, I think if that's going to happen, that might be an epilogue thing.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Just to go, oh yeah, Angie still exists as a witch, because she attained true magic.
I'm betting on either opening to the same thing that we've had the entire time of just like them on the way to the island, or a cold open right as someone gets fucking murdered.
That's a good possibility as well. Anyway, we have gone on for about 7 hours.
More than that, 7.5.
Yes.
Almost 8 now. But that's it. We're done. We were just waiting for all that to get done, so you guys could like see all of the cool credits.
Yeah, and here's actually the
Just,
credits
like-
for the translators.
Yes, which is also great. But because like all the people do the translations and the voice actors and all that, they also deserve all their credit, not just Ryukishi for writing it all.
Yes, absolutely, especially anybody doing it in stuff like Russian or other things.
Mm-hmm. And like the fan translators are also great because they're not getting paid for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're doing all this work because they want to. Because they want to share this cool thing with you.
Yeah, and anybody who did the scripting for the Umineko project stuff, like, that was amazing. Like, that is currently amazing. Like, having to reverse engineer and do all the scripting, I can't even imagine where you fucking start.
Yeah. With something like a visual novel, it would be relatively simple, but the operative word there is relatively.
Yeah,
reverse engineering, like the code of anything, is always going to be like really fucking
Oh yeah,
annoying.
absolutely. Like, the fade effects, especially, because they didn't do that in the other version, the 07 project. Because it's just extremely hard, but the fade in, fade out, the rain effects, the butterfly effects. And let's see.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think.
If it'll, because there's our new screen.
Okay.
So yeah,
Excellent.
all the tips for episode 4. I'm just looking, so it'll.
Voyagers.
Oh yeah, actually, I was hoping that would go
What is
backwards.
a Voyager and
Let me see.
Voyagers and creators? Oh, okay. This is specifically a type of witch that can move different fragments.
Yeah, which fair creators. One out of the sea of nothingness. So basically, what Maria did with Sakataro.
Interesting. Cool.
But yes, we will be continuing with all that next time with episode 5.
Yep. See you guys on Monday. I might be back before then for some streaming some Rowan, Final Fantasy 14 character that I'm doing from the very beginning of the game, from level 1. It's it's long.
Yep.
All right, that's it. I'm out. I'm gonna go get some food.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.